Les Temps modernes is a French journal whose first issue appeared in October 1945. It was known as the Review of Jean-Paul Sartre. It was named after a film by Charlie Chaplin. Les Temps modernes filled the void left by the disappearance of the most important pre-war literary magazine, La Nouvelle Revue Française, considered to be André Gide's magazine, which was shut down after the liberation of France because of its collaboration with the occupation. History and profile. Les Temps modernes was first published by Gallimard and is published by Gallimard today. In between, the magazine changed hands 3 times. Juilliard Presses d'aujourd'hui. Gallimard. The first editorial board consisted of Sartre, Raymond Aron, Simone de Beauvoir, Michel Léris, Maurice Merleau-Ponty, Albert Olivier, and Jean-Paul Hahn. All published many articles for the magazine. Among Sartre's contributions were La nationalisation de la littérature, Matérialisme et révolution, and Qu'est-ce la littérature. Simone de Beauvoir first published Le Demi-Sexe in Les Temps modernes. In the preface to the first edition, Sartre stated the review's purpose: to publish literature engagée. This philosophy of literature expresses a basic creed of existentialism, that an individual is responsible for making conscious decisions to commit socially useful acts. Thus, literature in the magazine would have a utilitarian component. It would not be just culturally valuable. Other intellectuals, such as André Gide, André Breton, and Louis Aragon, disapproved of this orientation. Sartre's response: Le monde pennant bien chez passe de la littérature, mais il pennant chez passe de l'homme encore mieux. The works of many new writers who later became famous appeared in modern times. They include Richard Wright, Jean Genet, Nathalie Sarraute, Boris Vian, and Samuel Beckett. Political divisions between board members soon surfaced. Raymond Aron quit in 1945 to become an editor at Le Figaro because of Les Temps modernes' support of communism. At the time of the Korean War, Merleau-Ponty resigned. Originally more supportive of communism than Sartre, he moved progressively to the right as Sartre moved to the left. At the time, Sartre still endorsed communism in his writings but in private expressed his reservations. Sartre disapproved of Camus for seeing both sides in the Algerians' rebellion against the French colonial masters. In his bitterness against Camus, Sartre selected Francis Johnson, who did not like the works of Camus, to review the Camus essay L'Homme Révolté. When Camus responded to the review with hurt feelings, Sartre put the final blow to a friendship that had lasted for years. He said, Vous êtes devenu le proie d'un monde monsieur qui masque vos difficultés intérieures. Tot autard, quelqu'un vous le dit autant que ce soit moi. Les Temps modernes enjoyed its greatest influence in the 1960s. At this time, it had over 20,000 subscribers. During the Algerian War, it strongly supported the National Liberation Front, the primary group in the ultimately successful battle against the French. It fiercely denounced the extensive use of torture by the French forces. For this, it was censured and its premises seized. From its inception to the present day, the review has published 582 regular issues and many special issues. The special issues include Sartre's 1946 description of the United States, an attempt to discredit the myths that many of the French held about this country. In 1955, Claude Lanzmann described Sartre's Marxist philosophy in an issue called La Gauche. An issue on La Révolte Hongroise denounced Soviet repression. In 1967, at the time of the Six-Day War, an issue, Le Conflit Israélo-Arabe, contained articles by both Israelis and Arabs. Les Temps modernes continues to publish articles consistent with the philosophy of Sartre, with the intent of informing its readers about the world as it is. and it continues to publish important authors who are not generally known. In 2001, a special edition was devoted to Serge Dubrovsky. The current chief editor of Les Temps Modernes is Claude Lanzmann. The editorial board consists of Juliette Simon, Adrian Barrett, Jean Bourgard, Joseph Cohen, Michel Deguy, Liliane Candle, Jean Calfa, Patrice Managlia, Robert Redker, Marc Sagnol, Gerard Wormser, Raphael Zagrioli. It is published bi-monthly.